Now that you've got some space in your Silodex to work with, you figure you might as well start squandering it immediately. Ordinarily, this ridiculous book would be way too heavy to carry around in any practical way. You guess maybe this is one respect in which the cards present some convenience. John, examine GameBro magazine. GameBro, superb. Why, the Game of the Year, or whatever it is, isn't as good as some other stuff that I like that's better. So, okay. Superb is this game that a lot of cats seem hella pumped of, and this beta is sitting on my desk for review, so I'm like, yeah, man, I'll write something. But I don't know. I'm like, so is it about houses or some noise? That's fine. I'm sure that's like fucking dynamite in a handbag for some brosifs. But all I'm saying is, when do you get to thrash anything? While you're playing house or some shit, are you ever in jeopardy of getting mud on your doll's dress or whatever from bursting out, and I quote, "The best of all media is"? Know what I'm saying, bro, ma? I didn't actually play this game, but I gave it 1.5 hats out of 5 hats to keep. At this point, I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Dennis, who was over the other day. We were gonna chill in front of the Dark Knight. He was so psyched of it, y'all. So this one time he was leaning against the screen door and the shit popped open. And the back deck was wet and he slipped down the steps and broke his thumb on the lawn. It wasn't a long fall, but hey, I guess a thumb bone wasn't made for supporting the brunt of a huge useless tool against wet grass. We never did watch Dark Knight on account of Ron trucking his ball and candy ass girth to the hospital. But it's okay, I still got another watch in me. Bro, tell Rwanda. Bro notes. Dennis was so wasted. I mean, damn. John, capture log game bro. It might come in handy if you ever need something that burns easily. John, capture log magician's hat. You expend your final card on the magician's hat. John, get funny glasses too. You don't have a free card in your Silodex. However, you are able to merge the Beagle Puss with the magician's hat to create a clever disguise. John, wear disguise to fool Dad. John? Who is this John you speak of? You are quite certain there has never been, nor ever will be. Yeah, this is a really shitty disguise. While you're wearing the items, they remain on the card, but it is temporarily removed from the deck, thus freeing up the cards beneath it. John, leave room. You exit into the hallway. On one wall hangs a picture of a fella who sure knows how to have a laugh, a man after your own heart. You always thought he looked a lot like Michael Cera, but your dad swears on the many hallowed tombs of Egypt that it is not. You're not sure about that, though. On the other wall is one of your dad's stupid clowns, or harlequins, as he is quick to correct anyone who would venture such brazen assumption. John, go downstairs. The accursed odor of fresh baking wafts into your newfound nostrils. Something is brewing in the kitchen. Must be the connivings of your arch nemesis Betty Crocker, and the rich, buttery aroma of her plot stinks to high heaven. This mission is going to be more difficult than you imagined. John, admire harlequins. You check out the shelves of fanciful harlequins. Look at this fucking garbage. You hate this stuff. Funny is funny, but your dad can be a real cornball. Sometimes at night you pray for burglars. John, examine fireplace. A bright orange flame flickers in the fireplace. Doesn't matter that it's April and not terribly chilly outside. In a home, a fireplace needs a fire, because that's what fireplaces are for. A fire belongs in a fireplace, damn it. Categorically. At all times, without exception. As domestic myth of unaccountable origin holds, a home borrows the spirit of the flame for as long as it makes a guest of it, much as the moon takes liberty with the sun's rays. The moon's an errant thief, and her pale fire she snatches from the sun. Mark Twain. You're almost certain Mark Twain said that. John, toss GameBro into fire. It doesn't burn as quickly as you'd hoped. Each GameBro magazine is guaranteed to be printed on 40% recycled asbestos, for big ups to Mother Earth, yo. John, fondly regard cremation. You examine the sacred urn containing your departed Nana's ashes. When your father gives her portrait a wistful glance now and then, you can tell it brings back painful memories. A tall bookshelf, a ladder, an unbridged Colonel Sassacres. He never wants to talk about it. John, topple urn. You clumsily mishandle the sacred urn. Ashes everywhere. In retrospect, upon mulling cinematic tropes regarding ash-filled urns, this outcome was virtual certainty. You'd probably better clean it up before Dad finds it. John, combine father's pipe with clever disguise. You think now would be a good time to beef up your clever disguise? John, examine oversized gift. Contemplating what could be inside this package is sort of exciting, but it makes you a little nervous at the same time. Champ, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. I believe in you. John, open large present. Oh, hell no. John, capture log ashes. First, you prop the Harlequin doll up on the couch. Having it in the middle of the floor sprawled out all akimbo like that struck you as unseemly. You capture log the ashes to your available card. John, combine ashes with urn. You merge the sacred urn with the ashes. Most of the ash is back in the urn, but it's a total mess. Really, it probably would have been tidier if you'd just used a broom and dustpan. John, put urn back. No one will be the wiser. Except maybe for people with eyes. John, go get fake arms again. You just got another brilliant idea for something to do with those pointless arms. You pry them out from the cake and capture log them. Looks like Pester Chum is acting up again. John, examine third and fourth walls of room. John, check Pester Chum. Another one of your chums is messaging you. John, check message.
I understand you've recently come into possession of the beta release of The Game of the Year, as featured in respectable periodicals such as GameBro magazine.
That's an ugly rumor. Whoever told you that is a filthy liar. And you should probably stop hitting on him all the time or whatever.
I can't control myself. I must have a weakness for insufferable pricks.
Anyway, I still haven't checked the mail. My dad has it. I'm trying to go get it from him, so BRB.
John.
What?
You're wearing one of your disguises now, aren't you? You're typing to me right now while wearing something ridiculous.
No, why would you even think that? That's so stupid.
Okay, why don't you go get the game from your father?
Alright, wish me luck. Oh, by the way, JK, I was wearing a funny disguise this whole time. Gotcha.
I know, John.
John, go back downstairs. You can now execute that brilliant idea you had. There should be just enough frosting on the fake arms to serve as an adequate adhesive. John, attach arms to doll. You don't care what Colonel Sassacre says. That makes it at least 1,000,000% funnier. John, inspect burnt paper on floor. You put this back in the fire where it belongs. John, throw present wrap in fire. As long as you're cleaning up. John, capture log doll. You can carry hefty items, but that thing is just way too big. Get real. Besides, you don't even want it. John, read Colonel Sassacre's text. The creepy crawlies! Hell's bells, we're having a mighty sporting time of it. Hold fast, my intrepid fellow pranksmiths. We've merely nicked the mahogany of our japping chests. If I may direct the incentive oogle of your beagle puss to the wriggling regency of rubber bugs, plastic parasites, squirming serpents, pliable pests, and every such order of phyla of creepy crawly. Land snakes alive, we're cooking with patrol now. In further exhibits, we shall dwell on artifacts useful to your exploits. Is your pappy's rod in real handy? What about a bit of iron cold? It shouldn't prove elusive. Bring those writhing rascals to life, and set the nerves of some old maid to the wreck of Hesperus. Do you have a bothersome aunt who never seems troubled to find ways with your sunny afternoons? A broad, splintery fence? A bucket of whitewash, perhaps? By cover, you'll fix her wagon! And what of that tawny gent who puts his lackadaisical lean near the sarsaparilla font? You'll have that listless ockaroon finding the spring in his step just yet. You thought about consulting the text to determine exactly how hilarious the doll is now. But this text is way too big to navigate in a timely fashion. You decide to forget it. John, find Dad and retrieve mail. The door on the left leads to the kitchen, from which the smell of baking wafts, a powerful aroma which could lift an especially portly hobo off his feet. The door on the right leads to the study, where your dad spends a lot of his time. He could be in either room. Where will you go? John, go to the study. It doesn't look like he's in here right now. John, examine Father's desk. On the desk is a deck of playing cards, one of your dad's pipes, the April issue of the Serious Jester magazine, and a stray captchalogue card. There's also a can of peanuts on the desk. Ha ha! Oh, Dad, you won't be falling for that one again anytime soon. A severe peanut allergy is a terrible affliction to cope with. John, upgrade costume with hat from Hat Rack. You swap the magician's hat with the bowler hat. This disguise is somewhat less funny, but a lot more distinguished looking. John, combine second pipe with clever disguise. Your dad maintains numerous pipes around the household. A father without a pipe is like a strapping roughneck without a toothpick. That is to say, he is a rather piss-poor excuse for a roughneck, if you ask me. You'd rather not take the pipe, though. The first one tastes bad enough as it is. How you suffer for your comedy. John, examine captchalogue card. Yes! This will be perfect for expanding space in your John, captchalogue card. Ah! John, play haunting piano refrain.